Hey yo, what's up?
Hi.
All right, welcome. Eamon said that I was muted, so hi. Basically, welcome back. Quarantine with a K, number 4, I think. New nonsense, new guest, Walmer and Tara. Wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. Walmer and Tara. There we go. All right. Okay, yeah, I see the meter actually tracking now. But hi, friends. How are you?
Not bad.
Doing decent.
Just came back from work, it's chill, I guess.
Good, good. How about you, Walmer? What you been up to?
Mostly bored, but you know, just is nice thing.
Nice, nice. I've just been editing old episodes of the podcast. That's been everything I've been doing since school ended. For those of y'all who, I guess, aren't or may not be aware, the show is based on my radio show at school. But quarantine has hit, so quarantine with a K, and finals ended Friday. So now we're completely free, except for work, I guess.
Still have like one project to do, this guy for my database class, so I need to finish that up and then I'll be done.
Lit, lit, so close to the finish line.
So close. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm tired of school.
Right, I agree. I'm tired of talking about school
Yeah,
because I feel like that's all anyone talks about, and also like about whether or not we'll be going back in the fall, but we should know by June. So why dwell on it? We'll have our answer soon enough. But today we have some interesting topics for you because these are some interesting friends. I feel like every conversation I have with these two is enlightening, to say the least. Not to say that they're completely intellectual conversations or, devoid of dumb metaphors and analogies, but I feel like you guys will enjoy the discussion
Sure thing.
today. All right, so you guys each picked a topic. Who wants to go first?
I volunteer my friend.
All right, so explain what we'll be discussing, please.
Wait, is Walmer going first?
No,
He volunteered you,
What-
Sarah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can start. That's fine. So my topic is what's wrong with America? So
Ooh.
like it's a lot. So where should we start? I mean, like, it's a good country and all, but no country is perfect, right?
Right.
I mean, you can't name one perfect country. Um, so I think we should like discuss like some like, what's wrong with America? So I'll start first. So if y'all know me, you know I like finance. That's what I major in. So the first thing is, why is there no financial class? I mean, why is it not mandated like all high school students take a finance class? That just blows my mind because like we're setting up like college students and then like young adults to fail because like we're signing them up for like college with like 40,000 dollars in debt, and we're not like telling them how to budget and how to save and how to like build up your credit. So I'm like, that's a major problem. What do y'all think about that?
I would have to agree. I will admit my original, I guess, introduction to this concept was through like internet memes, etc. But it's true. Like, why do we need to know the Pythagorean theorem? But that's deep into math as we go. Like basic like geometry, algebra, some calculus, but like that's not stuff that everyone needs to know. Not everyone's going to go into a STEM career, engineering or anything where they need to know like advanced forms of math, and yet we don't know anything about like I don't we're not taught in school at least about taxes or like I guess it doesn't really matter balancing a checkbook anymore, but holding a bank account, savings, like how work is gonna, I guess, take money out for like if they have saving plans for you or even for taxes, like I said before. So it's weird that for a country so focused on money and so set on being a capitalist society, we're not really taught how to handle money.
But maybe they set it up that way
To keep
Like,
us in debt, to keep us like,
yes, maybe like the
yo.
financial companies, and then like all these big organizations trying to like not have it in school so that we will take out more debt, they get paid more money, and that's the cycle of life, I guess.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then no one would actually become the next CEO and make money.
This is
So
true.
it probably brings with it only a very few can actually do it.
No, that's for like, the smart people who like realize this stuff, but like, like the 85% of other people, like we're setting them up to fail. And I feel like that should be wrong. Like you should mandate that all high school student like complete a financial education class to graduate. And I
Yeah, it should
feel
be a
like
part of
that's
like the
gonna like,
mandatory curriculum.
yes, because it's some useful. Like we're taking 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 4 years of science, and like we're not being taught how to save for some you want and how to budget for your money. So I mean that's just ridiculous.
So
Um,
the question is, do the student actually listen in class? Because not every single student actually listens to what you say. And even if it's important, they always just do what they want.
Wilmer, you think I
Which,
listened to my
I
history, U.S. history class? If I had a choice, I'd rather learn about tax. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I'd rather learn how to like save money and budget than like, what
yeah,
happened with the microbes and stuff
no,
like that.
I
no.
feel
Here's
like
the thing,
there's
Tara.
room for it in the curriculum, I think is the better thing to say. Here's some things the chat has mentioned. Eamon says, why don't they tell us how loans work? Very good point. But it
Yes.
could be a scheme to keep people in debt.
That's what I'm saying. It's the big corporations. They don't want it in there because they want us to take out more taxes.
You might be right.
I mean, more debt.
Umberta says the education system is a big problem overall. As the wealthiest country in the world, we lag so far behind competitors. Makes you wonder why debt is a huge problem in America. Also, hi Theo. Theo's here.
Hey, what's up, friends?
But like, have we just
So, like,
stumbled into like the most obvious conspiracy ever? Like, I
I
mean,
mean, I just looked this up. So only 17 states. That's like, 30. I don't know what kind of percent is that. But that's like only 17 states is like mandating that their high schoolers is finishing a finance class. But that's like
wow.
that's far from what we need it to be.
Agreed. Like, if you had to give up one class that you were like forced to take, I guess high school is mostly electives, but if you had to give up one class that you were forced to take up until high school, which one would it be for the sake of financial literacy?
Like one of my electives or one of my like core.
Like one of the core classes, because financial literacy should be a core class.
Yeah. So I think we take 4 years of science, right?
Um, three, I
I
think,
think
right?
3.
Yeah,
Well,
Middle
I'll
school?
take like I think my school was 4 years of science, so I'll probably take a year of science away, or like a semester of science away, for a financial class.
That's fair.
Yeah. Math. I mean, you could say you can. I mean, any. I mean,
I
you can
think it
take
should be
any
a
one of the
part of the
semesters.
math curriculum. At my school, we had, well, I did early college, so my high school experience was a little bit different because um, I had done pre-algebra in eighth grade and went straight into algebra in high school, but I feel like pre-algebra is kind of unnecessary because you do the same thing in algebra, so either combine
Yeah.
that into one course or geometry feels kind of pointless. Like it was kind of just Pythagorean theorem, like expanded. Um, I think I got like 120 in geometry, dude. It was insane. Like it was such an easy math, but my vote would go towards either pre-calculus or calculus. Like that should be entirely elective. Like that could be swapped with financial literacy, which would be so much more useful.
That is true. I mean, they could incorporate that into like the math class and have like a semester just talking about like budget and taxes because that is math,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
What
And
would you give
like
up, Walmer?
history actually. Um, I think the state history, like class of history, for our state, that's the one that I found really bit informative. There's not much knowing what happened in the States. Like it's good, a good idea, but not actually useful in your life.
Put your mic close. I kind of not. I can't hear you that well. I don't know if everyone else can.
It's like cutting out, but it's not completely silent.
Facts.
Okay, it's good.
Better.
Oh, better, so much better.
Okay. So I would choose history, like the state history.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn. Like I took a full year of what is it? I think Georgia history.
What?
So much.
You're
Like, we learned
joking.
about like there's like a guy that went like walked from Savannah to like Atlanta and like burned down some places. Like, why would I need to know?
Oh, I think
Wait,
Sherman.
Sherman's March or something?
Yeah,
Like, okay, like that's good to know, but like, do I really need that over something else? You know?
this is very, very interesting. I don't think we have that in North Carolina, but we
wait,
did
no?
have, no, we didn't have to learn like NC history for a year. We did world history for a year and we did US history for a year, but
Yeah.
those could be a semester easy. But no, we didn't have state history. That's crazy.
I think like we spent a full semester on just Georgia history or something.
That is awful, dude. That is so bad. Now I'm starting to
And I
understand why
think,
other countries know so much about the states, but we don't even know anything about other states.
oh, don't ask me anything about other states.
I think in fifth grade was the only time we learned about like other states, like specifically, because U.S. history is mostly just about like the Civil War. But in fifth grade, we had to learn the state capitals, what region, their state bird, and their state flower, and the motto for bonus points.
I don't even know that.
I don't remember any of them, but I know we learned it. Eamon says
No,
schools
no.
overseas don't focus so intently on math either. They don't teach them four types of math.
Yeah,
And
I feel like I don't know who makes up like the school's curriculum. Is it like each state makes their own?
yeah, it's kind of state mandated, and then each school district goes about it
Oh,
um, in their own way. But there is stuff that you have to follow. And I remember, like I said, I can only speak to North Carolina's behalf, but NC changed their I guess their system whenever I was in I think high school, and like I remember they changed the way math was taught. Like it was called Math 1, Math 2, Math 3, Math 4, and they changed like the way they taught multiplication and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, I'm so glad I'm out.
yo, when I started school, they were like teaching everyone cursive.
Oh
I
yeah, we had to
apparently
do
like
cursive in
kids
third grade.
kids are not doing that these days, right? I've
Yeah, so
heard.
I hear.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I've never picked it up anyway, so I can't even read it. But like, I remember
Wait,
like I can't. I
Um,
I
cannot.
can read it. I can write it.
Theo said there's a TikTok where they ask teachers, what do they use on a daily basis, and they never say their own subject.
That's so true.
Eamon says instead of being required to do gym class every year, they should have taught us how to drive. That's something I wanted to mention. Driving should be more ingrained, like life skills in general, right? Because we
Yes.
did driver's ed, again, like I said, quote unquote mandatory. But again, I did early college, so my school experience was super super different. But driving should definitely be like a required course, not an optional one.
Yes. I feel like the school right now is focused on like academic learning, and they're not focused on like real life skill learning. Like they need to like teach that because like not a lot of like some people will just like stop at high school and then they go off to work and like that's the only education that they will get on from that point. And like they need these like life skills to like live their life. We're
Yeah,
spending 12 years in school and we're not really learning any life skills. I mean, we have all this academic knowledge, but how
this
is
is
that
very
gonna
true. Common
how's
Core,
that
that's
gonna
what it's called. Thank you, Amen. But yeah, how is that going to benefit us in the long run?
big facts. Like you can solve a side of a triangle, but like can you like budget for your car?
Bro, right? And here's something that I'm super, super thankful for. So, like I said, I feel like this is gonna. Any conversation about academics always turns into how early college ran things. But I had to do U.S. history through the community college, and I loved that professor because I always hated history. My teachers didn't really, uh, I guess, show any enthusiasm about the subject, so I didn't either. But
Mhm.
this man, his name was Mr. Bruff, and he was like so passionate about history, and he told us that the way that schools are set up and the way the curriculum is formatted hasn't changed since the times of the Great Depression, when people were supposed to go to school, have general knowledge, and then go work in a factory or go off to war. Like that's the last time that I guess the system and like the subjects and the content was truly looked at. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. That's why we have to learn like all of this math that would be great for architecture and building things, but like, bro, I just want to know how taxes work.
I mean, if that's true, it sounds true. That's crazy because like it's been like almost 100 years and like it hasn't changed that much. Like we need to keep updating this stuff. So like, you know, from right now in 2020 is different from, 1920. So like we need to
Yeah.
be learning what's good for 2020, like IT, I guess, like tech stuff and finance and all the stuff that we need in driving other
Yeah.
than like academic.
Yeah, this is a good segue into my topic because I was gonna say we're not taught enough about politics or leadership, and that's a massive issue in the U.S. because we have so many issues with politicians not knowing how to actually lead. Like people want the power, people think that they have opinions and they know how to fix an issue, but they don't actually know how to like guide the masses towards actually achieving that result, right? And a lot of it stems from the fact that we're not taught enough about the political system as is and the political system as it should be modified and adapted to current circumstances because this can, I guess, most clearly be seen if you look towards recent times. The elections that are about to happen, people don't realize that Democrat and Republican are like on a spectrum of political ideologies, and people think like people wanted to call Bernie like radical left when he's so close to like on the line of I guess the political spectrum. If this is center, the left isn't that far left of center, but the right is further right than the left is as it currently stands. And because people don't know enough about how to I guess, compartmentalize their views and beliefs. They also don't know which politicians to trust. And so they only go towards the ones that are best at garnering attention, not the ones that are best at leading a cause.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like I don't know, politics is a whole different world. It's like for people who major in that, I give them some good for them, but like it's just so much drama. I don't know why there's so
It's
much
drama.
drama. It is drama because like the two sides are always fighting. Like when are y'all can y'all get something done? But like that's just a whole different thing.
They don't
I'm not
realize that they're arguing the same thing but in different colors.
it's just I don't even want to like all these old people and like why are there no term okay why are there no term limits in Congress
Facts,
like
facts.
some of these old people has been there for like 30, 40 years. I'm like okay, I need some fresh new ideas in there so that you can represent us, the people who voted for you, and not your 1970 ideas because it's
You
just
should be given like a 10-year term limit and then have to like go on break for like at least 5 years or something. Because if you didn't accomplish something in 10 years, what makes you think you're going to accomplish it at this point? Like, what have you been wasting all of our time and tax dollars on, right? And then take your
X.
break, reassess your life, go say good morning to your family, and then come back once you've learned how to lead.
And then going along with that, because you said that people are not taught this, like when a congressman get voted in, people would just like continue to vote for them because they're tired. They don't want to learn about other candidates, you know. So they
Mm-hmm.
like keep voting them in, and like the congressman is just like, oh, I'm still voted in for 20, 30 years, so like I don't have to
Yeah,
do anything that's useful for my citizens because I have name recognition, and they will
yeah,
vote me every single time.
exactly. It's like it's basically the entertainment business, but in a suit instead of a performer outfit. Like it's just about making sure people know who you are, and that's it.
Yeah,
Um, Amen says Congress votes for a pay raise for itself every 8 years. They're not going to give themselves term limits. They're not.
they're not. That's the thing. So who checks this? Who checks Congress when they're making the laws?
Where's
That's
the
the
checks and
question.
balances, bro?
There's no check and balances. We need to update that. I vote
We
myself.
we storm Capitol Hill
I'll
at
check.
midnight as soon as the
I'll
podcast is
check
over.
them. First is term limits. Second, I don't know, but like first is term limits.
This is why we need people to vote for basically vote in other elections, not just the presidential election, because it's kind of a chain reaction. Um,
Mhm.
and I think until we have like an actual like terrible like no good for the people government, there's not going to be any change. And that's not to say that the current situation we're in isn't bad, but like Umberto said in the chat, complacency is a huge problem for Americans, and it is. So
Facts.
unless a lot of people, I should rephrase, have things directly taken away from them, I don't think we're gonna see the change that we need to see.
That is so true. I can't say anything else. Because
Well,
like bringing it back to like my country, like we have like a prime minister. I'm from Cambodia. We have a prime minister for like 35 years,
hmm
and like people are like complacent. Like they don't want to like revolt against him because like this guy is like terrible, and like he rigs the election. He doesn't really do anything for the people, but like you know he's still in there, and people are just like not doing anything about it. It sucks.
facts. Corruption is massive, dude, and like people like to think that the US is the place to go to get away from it all, but I
No, it's
mean,
everywhere.
it's kind of still the same. Walmer, what are your thoughts on this?
What specifically?
Yes. Let's hear from the king,
Don't forget you have to hold your mic so we can hear you.
the one and true, the walmer.
Walmer be having opinions, you just know it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um. hmm.
He doesn't even know where to start.
No, I think it's when we were talking about the school thing. I wanted to say that there's this song by the boy in the band. I posted the link on the chat. You guys want to see it later on.
Yeah.
But it's a nice song because he complains about everything that the school probably should have taught him, but they didn't. And it's interesting. And then about the whole politician thing that Karen was talking about, my mind, the first thing it raised to was that if
Wait, can
people
you hold your
voted
mic
more,
closer? Walmer?
sorry, when Kara started talking about the old politician, my mind was thinking that if people voted more, and there wouldn't be that many old people in Congress because
Yeah.
pretty sure the only people who vote are the older ones, so they're mostly telling people over and over again. Because it's less easier to vote if the person who voted
That is
more.
true.
I
Like,
agree.
how does like the average people find enough time to like, okay, I have to vote for my mayor, my state
Right?
local representative, my state governor. Like, how do they like? I can't even find time to cut my fingernails. How am I gonna find time to? How am I gonna find time to research all these politicians
This
and
is
reviews and vote for them?
this is exactly why mail-in ballots should be the standard. Mail-in ballots should be the standard thing, right? And like sure there's issues with like voter ID and like verifying your I guess your identity, but it could be as simple as like you have to put like some sort of voter ID number at the top of the thing and that way your vote is counted, otherwise it's not, or like maybe you have to fingerprint it. I don't know. But mail-in ballots should definitely be the standard, and federal election should be a national holiday. Like nobody should have to go to work, nobody should have to go to school. That should be a day for voting only.
Big facts. big facts.
Like take
I
the
don't
morning,
really
do your
know about
research.
mailing ballots, so I can't say on that. But I haven't voted ever. But I don't know. That's a different topic, though.
Yes, it is.
Homer, you about to say something about mail-in ballots?
Uh, if you think about it, it's actually a terrible idea, like doing the mailing part of it, because the manual labor that has to go into it will be long, complicated, and eventually it will start making errors in the
But
counting
we're
process.
creating jobs.
That's true.
Okay, that's not.
But if you
We're
think about it from a,
creating jobs, Tara.
How
I
about like
know,
we make like a Google form and then people could just like go in the form and
No,
then
because
just.
then people could hack it. That would be a struggle to sort through.
okay, yeah, but okay, here's where one of my topics come in.
Oh,
If you
yes.
guys know blockchain, it's basically when you grab the existing stored data and you attach it to previously existing data. Like every time a new piece of information is created, you just add it to a chain of data that's already out there. And basically, there's this company out there that created this voter system with this technology, the same technology behind Bitcoin. And when you vote, your vote is recorded and saved on every device so that no one can rig the voting process.
Okay.
So
See,
that's like a. Okay,
in
go
any
ahead, Carl.
case, voting from home, I guess I should rephrase, right?
Yeah,
Well, if they can find a good way to where like limits the fraud, I
I
don't
mean,
know. I don't
is
really know
voter
how to
fraud
vote.
really the biggest issue that we're facing? People are dying.
I don't really know. I don't really know how to. Actually, look, Carl, I've never voted, so I don't really know how it works.
And
Like,
this
how
is
do you even
why
vote? You have
this
to like
should be
register
taught in
for it, right?
schools. Yeah, you have to register for it.
Big facts. That's true.
But yeah, you
You have
register
to like
for it.
register for it first.
And then you're
How do you
told like
register for it?
that's a good question. But
Oh wait, are those like college devs are like trying to get
yes,
people to register? Oh, is that it?
yeah. So there's organizations and groups that help you. I would assume it's online, no, or like on some sort of form. Does anyone in the chat know how to register to vote? But you register to vote. You're told what your polling place is. If you can't get to it, you get an absentee ballot, which basically you mail it in. Um, And then some states require voter ID, other states don't. And there's controversy because not everyone that can vote has access to IDs or to, I guess, the resources they need to be able to go vote. But
Voting should be replaced with a nationwide. We'll have a big ass Kahoot game, and then whoever wins at the end of the Kahoot game become president.
bruh, you might have just did so. Okay. Eamon
I
says
just read the
you.
chat.
Oh yeah, you apply on a form which includes your social security number. Okay, so yeah, you just apply to vote, and then they'd be like, "I bet here you go. You're
Oh,
a voter
okay.
now."
Okay. Well, interesting. Interesting.
What if you
Okay.
had to like do a Kahoot game to prove you knew enough about the election to be able to vote? Like the Kahoot game is a part of the registration process.
Well, I
Because we have
feel
a lot
like
of people that don't vote based on what's good for the country. They just vote because they vote.
that's gonna turn
Super
off
hard.
some voters too, because they're like, oh, it's too much of a hassle. I'm not even gonna vote because I have to go and take this Kahoot game.
I mean, if you don't care enough about your country to learn about it, should you be voting?
No, I feel like there's people like actually does that, like all these young people and like, some people they just like don't vote for some reason. Like the voter turnout in America for like the elections, I think it's like what 30-40%.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
not
other
high.
60% doing?
Not caring, bro.
It's sad.
It is. And I think what makes me the most sad is whenever I say we as if we were all the same age, same year, but whenever like me and my peers turned 18, there's the ones that didn't vote because they were like, I mean, I just don't care. Like it doesn't affect me. And I'm like, you live in a country, you have a government, it affects you. That's it. But people don't
That's
realize to what degree it affects them, right? Like things as simple as like public school funding and potholes in your roads getting fixed. Like that's all gotta be something on your mind because you're driving every day, you're going to school every day. So what's up?
Big facts.
Walmer, what do you think is wrong in America to pivot away from this tangent?
The flow of the economic growth.
Wait, say that again.
Um,
Put your mic closer, Walmer.
the economy, basically, the way the money distributed.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
do
What's
tell.
wrong?
We're over here
Please.
thinking we're gonna agree with him, and he's gonna be like, all of the money
Yeah.
should go to Jeff Bezos only.
Wait, what? No.
No. So this is what happens. If you think about it from a mega business, the CEO is really big as they can pay a majority of the profit that company makes. And then the rest of the board also can see their share of it. Then all the workers always get a tiny amount of it. And so they never get enough to be able to put money back into the economy and keep the money flowing.
Yes.
When that happens, it bottlenecks up and only a few people have all the money, while everyone else has little or none.
Big facts.
So what's the solution, Walmer?
We're about to solve the economy right here on this podcast.
Well, the government has tried to fix this problem by printing more money and then distributing it around to other people. And then that also brought up later again. And then the other tactic that the government uses is to raise taxes or decrease taxes, one of two.
Maybe they should tax the CEO more and then give it to the poor.
Sure,
Yes.
but then they get mad because people
Who
start
gets mad?
that the rich should pay and the poor shouldn't pay as much. And
Well,
so,
we don't care about them.
No, Tara!
They can be mad. If they're making $33 million a year, you know.
yeah,
But the thing is,
Yeah, but
that's
think
not
about
even the people that are mad. It's the people making 33,000 a year because they're above poverty. They think that all of a sudden, oh no, taxes are gonna affect me. The rich should not be taxed. Like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like,
No,
you
no,
don't make anywhere
you
near
lower
enough to be
their
affected by
taxes.
it.
If you make more than $1 million a year, you should be taxed like hella.
Yeah.
well, that's what we think normally, but in their mind, what they say is, I earned this money. It's my money. Why should I have to give it away?
Because even if everyone earns their money, right? So if the poor have to pay taxes, why shouldn't the rich pay taxes too, right? Like, consider it like a flat rate. The main issue here, and one of the bigger issues, I think, is tax cuts. Tax cuts should not exist. There's no excuse to not pay taxes because supposedly it's like, all right, the CEO gets the tax cut and then more money goes towards the company. But it doesn't. Like you said, the money just kind of stays in their bank account. It's not being recirculated back into the economy. It's literally just sitting there.
Are you talking about like? Well, there's like two. Like, if you're worth something and it's like in like an asset. Oh, this is my finance guy talking. If it's like an asset. If it's like in an asset and it appreciates, like it doesn't get taxed until you sell it. So like you have to like solve that if you want to get deep down into it. But like their annual like salary, what they make per year,
Yeah.
that's being taxed. But a lot of like Jeff Bezos, I mean like what is it, Steve Jobs, like Tim Cook's and like Bill Gates, their salary for their company is zero. Like they forfeit their salary, but like they own part of the company. So like when the company like grow,
Mm-hmm.
their net worth like automatically grows. I think that's
Right.
what's going on with Jeff Bezos. So like you have to tax their wealth, which goes back to Elizabeth Warren. Wealth tax.
Wealth tax. Would you
I
like
don't
to
really
elaborate?
I don't agree with that. Oh, wealth tax is like, so if Jeff Bezos is worth like 100 billion. What did she say? She said like 2 cents out of a dollar. So like you tax 2% of that per year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like total. I'm not sure. But she's going towards their wealth and not their like salary that they make per year, which makes sense if you really want to like tackle like the high net worth people.
Like, I kind of, to go back to what Walmer was saying, it's money that's just sitting there, right? And I guess the issue with printing money is that it would cause inflation, right? Because if there's more money, people are going to make their products more expensive because people will have more money, right?
Mhm.
However, say that people like I don't remember which one you guys said it, but I mean it's not like a foreign concept. Say that the richest people are taxed hella, right? And that money is given to the poor people in poverty just to like bring people back up, right? There's not gonna how is there not an issue with the rich just having that money sitting there, but suddenly it becomes an issue when it's the poor people that have that money, and it's not just sitting there. It's just they all of a sudden have money, so now they can afford to buy a house, invest in different companies or go to the doctor for a change. Like, if you give poor people money, they're gonna use it. If you're already rich and you're getting more money, it's just kind of added to the pile, bro. You're like Scrooge McDuck just sitting here on a throne of gold coins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's another problem with that though. If you think back to the financial management that we were talking about earlier, some people still don't know how to use money. But even if they did give them enough money to live a good life, they might just gamble it all away or make some other mistake, and then the rich have it again. So because they
But
didn't.
that's money
That is true,
recirculated,
Walmer.
though.
Okay,
It's money
okay, going
recirculated.
back to
True,
the
but then it
point.
goes back to the rich, and then the rich they might
We
use it, they
should
might
But
not
if
use
teach
the
it.
rich are
them.
getting
We
taxed,
should
then that
teach them
money gets
finance.
taken away and given to another poor person.
We should
See,
teach
we have a
them
system.
finance in high school so that they know how to manage the money.
This is true. We've come full circle.
Yes. Yes,
Woo!
amazing.
We did it. We just solved the economy.
Yes. Put financial education in every high school. Also, tax hella out of the rich and give it to the poor.
Yes.
Walmart said yes. Now, actually,
All right.
I'm actually like, you have to go into more detail about that because it sounds
Let Congress figure that out, Tara. We just gave
okay.
them the idea.
Like, I want to be rich one day. Like, are you gonna take like 90% of my money or something?
No, that's
90 is a
ridiculous.
bit too much.
Tara, if you were a trillionaire, 90% wouldn't even affect you. You'd still have a lot of money, boy.
I don't want to be a trillionaire. Well, you don't believe in me that much, but like maybe like a millionaire one day, hopefully.
I mean, you'd still have a lot of money regardless. Not if you were taxed 90%, which you never will be because that's just not how this country's ever gonna
So
function.
like, are you saying like we should give them like monthly checks to the poor from the rich, or like more services to the poor?
More
I mean, to like
services.
okay,
I'd say more services. There's already government aid, right? So like people are already.
yeah.
Dude, there was an article. Sorry, this is kind of a like bouncing off of this, but I read an article about people who are refusing to go back to their jobs because they're making more money off of unemployment than they were making at their jobs. Like,
I
tell
heard
me
about
that's
that
not a
today.
problem. That is a huge issue, dude. Like,
I was
what?
I was talking I was talking about that at my work yesterday. I was like, my assistant manager was telling me like, unemployment check was 900 a week. So I was like telling him to like fire me so I could like start collecting money. That's more than I make in a month. I mean, like, bam,
Yeah,
I could
that's
use that.
wild. That's wild.
No, I think it's only like for like this like 6 months. I think they might take it away. They might reduce it back down.
Either way, that's
But
still
like that is a lot though. Like unemployment shouldn't be too big where like it discourage people to find a job, you know?
yeah,
But
exactly.
it should be enough. It should be enough to like help them, sustain their basic needs because, they lost a job, so they need help.
The thing here is minimum wage should be a livable wage. Minimum wage also has not increased in years, dude.
Uh, does that mean you guys would agree on a global what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but basically the idea that every human being should pay a certain amount of money every single like cycle.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
universal basic
yeah.
income?
Okay.
Do you support that idea, Walmer?
It's I want to support it, but part of me has doubts that we actually succeed in making it work.
Why? It's just like every people in the country gets, a certain amount of money every month. 500, 1,000. They can use that for food. Um, food,
Like,
car
it's like,
payments,
yeah, it's a good
gambling.
idea.
I don't dislike this idea actually, but in a
Andrew Yang was running
different.
that again.
I think you mentioned this before, Tara, but under a different system. So I think that it should kind of be a supplement. So if you, like I said, if you're like got a part-time or full-time job, minimum wage isn't getting you past the poverty line. Whatever you're given should get you to that point. That way you're able to, I guess, afford to better yourself. Because a lot of people can't get out of the situation they're in. Because when you're poor, one thing that goes wrong is going to set you back. Like if your car breaks down, you're
Yeah.
so screwed, dude. Or like if you get sick or if somebody breaks into your house.
Yeah.
So it should supplement that. But I don't know how that would look, right? Like, would you have to report your earnings? I mean, you already kind of do with taxes, but like, would you have to report things more in depth to the government, or what's up?
Are you talking about universal basic income?
Yeah, if it were to become a supplement and not like everyone gets 1,000 a month, like it's you get what you need to get past a certain level of poverty.
Well, Andrew Yang, who was a Democratic candidate for a while, he was running on giving everybody 1,000 per month, so 12 grand a year.
Hmm.
And he said that's going to solve but that cost is like he said it's going to cost $1.5 trillion or something, because there's a lot of people in the U.S.
What
So
if
like
Congress cuts their raise this year and gives that money into to the people?
it's not going to do nothing.
Um, Amen says every developed country has a universal basic income.
Yes, let's do it. I'll take free money.
Walmer
We should all
says,
get free houses. The government should go out and build everybody a house.
I mean, there's
Why?
enough empty houses out there for people to move into.
Exactly. Everybody should just be born and get a house. Like, how hard is that?
Like,
Like,
it's a
why do we
part
have
of
to?
your
Why do we
right.
have to work? Why do we have to work for cars and houses when like we can just like the government could just like go out there and build it for us? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why are like people struggling? Like, we have hella people making close to minimum wage, struggling to like pay their rent and car payments and find food. Like, build everybody a house.
Umberto said join the military. Dude, if you don't get out of
No.
here with that.
Oh, they get some good benefits though.
You shouldn't have to sign your life away for your country just to be able to
Hey,
live.
only 6 years.
Only
Only 6 years.
if you survive.
It's not that bad. I was thinking about.
It's not Tara. My friend is currently in Kuwait because she signed up for National Guard to be able to pay for college. Why is she in
Wait,
Kuwait right now? Tell me why she's in Kuwait.
wait, what?
Yeah. National Guard's not you go to training and you hang out on the beach with your homies in your own state. Like, they'll send you places.
I mean, like, what is it? I was looking at this, like 150,000 people sign up for the military each year, and that's a good number. And if they want to do it, I mean, there's like a pride thing to it, and if they want to do it, they can do it, but it's optional. It's not like we're in South Korea where it's like mandatory. In South Korea, you have to do 2 years of military service when you turn 18. I mean, like from 18 to 24, you have to do 2 years of mandatory service.
Israel too,
Which,
right?
yeah, I think Israel too. Which is, I guess they need it because like they're in like,
Yeah.
like their country needs it. So
It's
I'm just
crazy.
glad it's optional. It's not mandatory.
Yeah.
So we'll have some hella dumb people out in the field.
Walmer, weigh in, please.
No comment.
He said no comment.
No comment.
Uh,
Walmart, I can see you holding a machine gun, taken down. Maybe in like a helicopter, flying the thing down. Walmart, do a wheelie.
Oh my god.
a wheelie on a helicopter.
Yeah, it's
How do you do a
possible.
wheelie on a
It doesn't have
helicopter?
wheels.
Hey, He got skills. Let him do it.
The U.S. doesn't want to give you the money and your benefits. They want you to die before they have to pay up. That's true. Amen
Wait,
said.
what?
Amen said the U.S. doesn't want to give you the money. They basically are hoping that you'll die off before they have to pay you. If they cared, they would give the vets health care. Facts. That's so sad to see. People always. I remember this was something that made me mad back in school was because the first election that people were old enough to vote in was during our senior year of high school, and people were arguing about healthcare for some reason, and the topic of the military came up, and I went to in high school I went to a place with a bunch of right-leaning individuals and who were against the idea of national health care, and they like stand the military, dude, like American flags everywhere. And that came up, and I was like, well, the people that you like revere as heroes and gods basically are suffering when they get back, because once they've done their duty, once they've like fulfilled their service, the country's like, all right, back to being a civilian for you.
That is true. I think don't they get like they don't get like pensions or retirement or something? Or you have to like be in the military for a certain amount of years or
Umberto
something.
had said 20 years to get retirement.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, like Eamon said, that's why they prey on the poor kids. I remember National Guard came to the campus advertising itself as a way to pay for college. And I'm like, you're literally signing your life away to pay for school. Like, how is that in any way, like, okay?
Well, I don't think. Hopefully, the people who signing up is not just doing it for the benefits, but hopefully
Why
they're
else are
doing.
they doing it, Tara?
You know, some people actually want to join the military, Carla, and they want to like their parents and grandparents did it, so they just like they want to do it. And the benefits is like the cherry on top, you know, kind of. Right, Walmer?
Personally, I wouldn't want to join the military at any cost because I'm just against violence, which is first of all. I mean,
Are you a pacifist?
no, I really know.
No, you're not. Because you hit me in the throat once and almost killed me.
Violence is useless effort that doesn't get you anywhere. Like
That's a true story,
it just
Carla. We were playing around and this guy he karate chopped my throat and I almost died.
that was an accident. That was an accident.
It was not an accident.
To be
What
fair,
happened was
I wouldn't doubt if you deserved it.
no. What happened was no. What happened? Me and
You
Tara
were
were
showing
talking.
some. Okay, go ahead.
Me and Tara were talking about what was better. Like if someone had a gun aiming at you and you had a taser, could you still take out the guy with a gun aiming at you?
No, it was a
And
taser
so,
versus a stunt gun.
what? No, what's it?
Yeah, I was saying tasers are more
Oh, yeah.
effective, but you were saying stunt gun.
No, I was saying taser. You were saying stun gun because you
No,
were saying
that's
range
why.
was
That's
better.
why you came up to my neck with your stunt gun.
Yeah, we said ready, set, go, and I went straight for your neck. And before you could move, you were already down.
And then I passed out.
Oh my god.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't feel good. I'll tell you that.
I meant to stop before they touch your neck, but
Okay, moving on. So you're not a pacifist.
I just wanted to point out, Amen in the chat said that one of the top 2 reasons people join is financial. Like, that's the top reason people join the military.
Probably that's okay. I can see why. They do get good benefits. There's like sign-up bonuses if you do a certain job.
It sucks that it has to come to that, though.
Well, good thing it's optional. I mean, if they want to, that's why it's optional. So if they want to do it, they want to do it. If they don't, then you do something else.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I will say one of my like hottest takes is that people that join the military, like, you know what you sign up for, so like
Yeah.
I see not a lot of people, but I see some people like complain every time they have to go to training, every time they're like given a new like thing to do, and I'm like, bro, you were the one that signed that paper. Nobody made
Yeah.
you do that, so like, sorry about it. But at the same
So if
time, I
it's
hate
like
that
if
that's
it's
what their life led them
optional,
to.
yeah, if it's optional and they sign up for it, I mean that's on them. I mean they know what they sign up for.
Yeah, like you're not wrong. I just hate that it comes to that for so many people. But at the same
Well, would
time, like,
you want to take it away and then just have no benefits for them signing up and
no,
stuff?
I'm saying that the system shouldn't present that as like the only option.
Hmm.
But for some, it is the only option. That's
Y'all can't see that. My webcam sucks. But Amen, Amen sent me a screenshot. She said, "Make Tara read the chat 2020."
I can't focus on. Can you just read it for me? What's on the chat?
No,
Amen. Come join us. I
I've
feel
been
like
reading most of the things.
send Amen the Zoom link and we can have a discussion.
She's been talking in the chat this whole time. We should have an episode where it's you guys debating. That would be very entertaining.
I brought it up, but she wouldn't want to join. She didn't want to join.
I know, whack. So I want to give you guys some context for why this is bringing me so much joy right now. We were watching one of the
What?
presidential debates, and Eamon's one of my roommates, and Tara had come through because I think I needed help with some club thing, right? Some
Yeah,
paperwork.
I think it was helping you with your FRP or something.
Yeah, for one of the clubs on campus, and we got distracted by the debate, and the discussion grew past the importance of the debate. At some point, the analogy was all based on potato farms. It's one of my like favorite memories of these two interacting. So seeing Tara speak on this podcast and Amen like immediately comment a paragraph has me like dying on the inside.
Yo, we need potato farmers. We do. That's the moral of the story. But Amen would think a different thing. But I think what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Like billionaires?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. And the discussion ended saying that you just didn't want anyone to have potatoes.
I don't know. I don't know where Walmer stands on this. Walmer, do you think billionaires should exist on this
yes.
planet? Yes. Why? You
People
have to
are
give a
just
good reason, or else.
okay. Okay. This might sound a little weird to people, but I truly believe that people need to be controlled without knowing they're being controlled. Because
Wait,
humans are chaotic, and so it has to be elite out there to control them.
wait, what?
Hold on.
Wait, say that again, Walmer?
Hold on.
Who's being controlled?
I need to give my full attention to this conversation now.
Okay, we're all listening. Say that again, please.
Uh,
Wait, who's being controlled?
what? No. There should be people out there who are so-called better than other people, so they can be above everyone else to control the masses. Because if you think about it, humans are chaotic and strange creatures
Hold
that need to
on.
be controlled. Like, I,
Wait,
it sounds wrong,
let
but
the man talk.
um, just think of okay. Just think about it. If you were free to do whatever you wanted, what are some things that you would want to do, the things that you have to do, and things you would never do? And at some point, you will reach the mindset that even though I would never want to do this, like I would never want to do this, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And so you might like, I'm gonna try it. And it's that flaw in humanity that makes it necessary for humans to be controlled. Because they want to try it even
Let
though
me
they
get this straight. Well, the reason you think billionaires should exist is that they should
control
subconsciously control the people who are poor
yes.
and would make bad decisions. Okay,
Oh
Walmart,
my god.
you are
Walmer.
officially banned.
Okay, how do I just get rid of one of y'all's screens?
Wait.
Oh, I fixed that.
Walmer, come back. Now you have to sit here and discuss with us because what on
Okay.
earth did you
Okay.
just say? Okay, hold on. Let me read the chat real quick. Eamon said you don't. Oh wait. So okay, let me go back, scroll up, catch up on chat. Eamon says Tara asked me why I was arguing with him. Like, bro, I walked into my own house and you were there saying that workers don't deserve the potatoes that they themselves were growing.
Man, I love you. Please.
But that's a good thing that you said that, and it's a good thing I scrolled back up because this matters now. Um, Poor people don't need to be controlled. Poor people need help to get out of the situation. And to go back to our first conversation, they need help learning how to not be poor. And we should not trust rich people of all people to control us and tell us what to do or how to live our lives because they're so far removed from society, bro. They're like celebrities. They don't live the same lives that the general public does.
Okay, I feel like I see where you're coming from, Warmer, but like the masses are being controlled in other ways. I feel like they're being controlled by like some celebrities because they're putting like a false image for people to follow, like body and like status. I feel like this generation is like focused on like looking good to other people. So maybe like I feel like the masses are controlled, but in other ways by like celebrities and like maybe TV shows and maybe the media because that is that. But like your reason for having a billionaires is just not.
Yeah.
It's just,
I can
I
say, as a poor person myself, I don't think I need to be controlled by the rich people.
you have other people. You have other things controlling us than rich people, Walmer.
Okay. The reason I said that is because I'm thinking it from different point of view, and one of them is the world being better off with everyone being under control of very few people, like dictatorship.
What?
Like it's strange that
Wait,
if
are
you
you
think
Are you
saying
about
talking
we
it,
about like
do?
God or like?
Wait,
what if you think about it in numbers, like statistically speaking, even though people are even in places like China, for example, not China, but
China?
look, with this dictatorship, even though people are equal, they don't feel equal to everyone else around them. In their in their lifestyle, it's the best lifestyle to ever have. And so
Walmer,
from that point of view,
dictatorship
you're
is
not
not
even in the whole
good.
world. Okay,
dictatorship is
You can't. You can't like.
inarguably bad,
You
bro.
can't pick. You
I
can't
know
pick
that.
one good. You can't pick. You can't just say, "Oh, he's a good dictator," and look at their country is good. If you have a bad person in there and they're the only one making the rules, like shit can hit the fan real quick. Like
The people in charge can be good or bad, but you can't base a system around the good people. You have to base it around the bad people so that there are
yes,
fail safes in case you have a bad leader. That way, that person doesn't tank society. Because if you
yes,
base it around
Carla.
your ultimate like top 10 all around golden boy, then
Okay,
what's gonna
check.
happen is that person's gone. Everything's gonna come crashing down.
What defines the good from the bad? What's your definition? Like,
It's subjective. That's why we can't have a dictatorship or have people in
But
charge
like
because the good versus
there is
bad
like a
changes.
moral code. There is like a moral code that like
No, there's not. That's why we have laws because people can't agree on how much of something is good or how much of something is bad. So there's rules and guidelines, and even then, there's different like I guess so murder for example, which if we're gonna go like all or nothing,
is
there's
bad.
different levels of how bad your murdering was. Like there's premeditated murder, like you plan to kill somebody. There's something where you accidentally killed somebody, but you might have done it anyway. And then there's where you didn't mean to. So like if you like accidentally hit somebody with your car, right? Like even with
Yeah,
something as like objectively bad as killing someone, there's different levels to it. This is
I
why
agree.
you can't just dictatorship, bro. Like, come on.
I, this is why Walmer is gonna ruin the whole world. He's trying to build a robot to like enslave us. Do you really believe that, Walter? That should be like, do
Good
you really believe it
segue.
should
Good segue. Can I, before
wait?
we pivot to tech, let me just point out that Eamon had also said that the system is set in place to keep people at the level that they're at.
That is true. I feel like only a few will actually move to, and it shouldn't be hard for people to move up, you know? Like the system should be put in place where it's easy for people to move up. That should be the goal. Having not teaching financial education, not like putting restriction on voting. That's like putting barriers for people to achieve and move forward with their life, and that just shouldn't be right.
If you
So
think about it, we're actually kind of living in Walmer's scenario in which the rich are
are we
in
being
charge
controlled
and
right
we're
now?
all being controlled. Yes, dude, because we can't get out of the situations that we're in because people at the top don't want us to. We're already living there. We're arguing it like it's something completely foreign and
Hey,
bizarre. We're
Walmer,
living it.
Walmer, you're outside the matrix looking in. You and me, Carla, we're inside the matrix.
Oh my god, dude. You might have just like
Wait,
did
wait, wait.
something,
Okay,
but
Walmer,
not in the way
talk,
you
please. I
wanted
need to learn
to.
more.
If we think about it, from a religious point of view, in the Bible, it talks about the millennium reign of Christ on earth, and that itself is a dictatorship. If you think about it, from my point of view right now, it's basically a world where God is ruling and everyone is equal. And if you do something bad, you won't send rain to your house. Like that's literally written in Revelation. So,
I say
even in the future, even the Bible itself says that in the future there will be a dictatorship. It
But
won't
if,
be.
that's
if look,
we're already there, dude.
I mean, if
Yeah,
God
like
is the dictator, I'll be fine with that because, like,
God's God.
like if you
However,
have
I
a
don't
human
think Bezos should be the dictator.
exactly, if you
yeah,
have a human being, like we all have, greed and selfishness and all this. Like people can change, Wilmer, when they have powers in their hand. Like they won't care about other people. Look, I mean, look at our Congress and our president and all of these people. Like when they get power, it changes you. Speaking from
Yeah.
experience.
yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Okay.
Look at your fellow friend here. All right, this is Icarus. He touched the sun. His wings melted. And now he's crashed into the sea.
He did.
Icarus, bro.
Cool.
Dang, Homer. He's outside the matrix.
I think you just made a point, Walmer, in the most accidental way because
Good.
you were trying to be prophetic of a future in which this is the unavoidable outcome, but we're already there, dude.
I
That's
feel like we're
literally
almost there. Yeah.
where we are.
It will remain there forever. That,
Like
well,
it might not be
Yeah,
that
we
extreme.
will.
It's
No, no,
just
no,
like
we will because the system is set so that it can't be changed, and we're staying. It's everything in the chat kind of is backing up this point right now that the system is like they don't want us to win. Like not to quote DJ
okay.
Khaled, but they don't want us to win
How do we? Can we? Is there any way we can change that though?
no, we're human.
by
As long as
voting, by electing
Stop.
representatives.
No, voting. Everybody's saying voting. It's like
Oh, you guys
we
can't
need
see me.
some
I was
real
doing
stuff.
air
We need to
quotes. I was
go.
doing air quotes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see
I
you
know. I forgot.
because
You guys can't see me because I'm in
yeah, we
chat.
can't see you.
live stream is
Um,
really backed up, so I can't touch the stage.
Oh, nice.
yeah, I wish I could see your face, Carla.
I'll try
But
to figure out the stream software for next week so that you
but
guys can see me too.
what are we talking about? We need some like real ways to people to like. One of us kind of have to become a governor. Like we do it state by state,
Tara,
and then
no,
eventually we'll take over the country.
you're saying this in a way to change the system, but you're feeding into the same system. You said stop saying voting, and then you said become a governor. That's a
No,
part of
like
voting.
they are the one who control stuff. Like we can't unless we go out there and kill them. But like apparently like that's against the law or something. So like we have to like do it in like a legal way. So we have to like, Carla, you can take over NC,
Okay.
Walmer, South Carolina, Amen can take over Connecticut. I'll take over
Facts,
Georgia.
facts.
Slowly, we like change our own state, and then
Okay, so in the chat, basically the system is what needs to be changed, not
yes.
the rules. Messiah says anarchy, but I don't know if we need to go that far. Although we might just need a revolution. Okay, so what? It's time.
That might be it. Okay, fine. Okay, Okay, I get you. Revolution. I didn't
Charlotte,
think
are you
about.
still watching? What's the Hamilton song that says something about revolution and revelation? Because that's the quote I'm thinking of. I don't know if Charlotte's in the chat still, but she was earlier.
We can do
Anyway,
a revolution. How do we start a revolution?
we
Legally,
In a swift and fast way, where we take them out, take them all
we
out.
had the perfect opportunity last September to storm Area
Bernie.
51 and let that be our
Oh,
way in, and then it just didn't happen. We just didn't raid Area 51.
I thought you were about to say Bernie Sanders, but then you took it
Also,
to
we
a whole.
had Bernie as an option, and then that didn't happen either.
It's a DNC. They don't want Bernie in there. Fuck them.
Eamon says we don't have to do it in a legal way, disrupt the office's protest, support people helping people directly on the ground. The revolution is already in place. Mind at work. Charlotte says revolution. Police brutality is not the fuel, Umberto. What? What?
Wait,
Hold
what?
on. Wait, Umberto, in the chat, please
Wait, what are you
explain
saying?
yourself. I'm awaiting the chat to update. Uh, but protesting and etc. I think is the first step, right? Because that's the
I
phase
feel like
that
we
we're
need a
in.
better way. We need to like.
Yeah,
They won't listen to us. Like we
they
have
haven't.
like looking at Hong Kong. They have a million people in the street protesting like the government, and then like they like unless you like hit them where it impacts them, like they won't even do anything. So I feel like there's a limit to protesting.
Yeah, there
'Cause
is,
they
and
can
I
just
think
turn,
we've
they can just
reached
turn a
it.
blind eye and not even listen to you.
That's what they're doing, dude. That's literally what the position that
Exactly.
we're in. We've I think exhausted the amount of impact that protesting has at this rate.
Walmer, how do we take out the elites? You're the one outside you're the one
oh,
outside the matrix. So like, how do we take out the elites?
uh, right now what I'm thinking of is decentralizing the government.
Anarchy?
No, 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 no. I knew you were gonna say that. I
The
was just waiting
Oh,
for you to
purge?
okay.
say. No, I'm thinking about the section. I'm thinking about blockchain right now. So, if we could make it so that, okay, oh my goodness, it's hard to explain this. Okay, but
Amen. What's DSA?
basically, in my mind, I imagine a perfect utopia where everyone is equal and everyone is ruling itself based on artificial intelligence.
So you want
Basically, okay, this is what I was thinking. So you have this app, right? And in it, you write everything about yourself. You write your name, your birthday, like what you don't like, your views in the world, like about crimes, specific things, like abortion or like whatever you think of it. Like you basically add all your opinions to the application, and then it connects to everyone else, and then based on everyone's views, it tries to create like show you what people morals are based on their region, and then people can vote on what they believe is the correct moral, and then it keeps adding up itself with more layers until eventually reaches a point where people have the optimal people to lead them for a specific region.
Walmer
Like
for
the
the
AI
anarchists?
itself tries to find the perfect person for that region to help them rule and get along with each other, like, based on their
Um,
profile, like, and ability. I don't know.
So the answer is AI.
Yeah.
I think
uh,
there's a Black Mirror episode about this, and
I
it
was
did
gonna
not.
say yes, exactly. Oh my god, I was
I
thinking
haven't
that.
seen it yet. So.
I was
Walmer,
like,
it
I've
did
seen
not
this in
end
the show.
well. I'll send you the episode. It did not end well.
Of course, it won't end well. Like it's not perfect. Like
Well,
Um,
I need a real solution, fam.
so okay, Amen said you can't ask how we take out the elites and scoff when we say we need to disrupt the system. To Tara, and I
Wait.
let me speak on two things. Tara, I think, was scoffing at the concept of just protesting because that's not accomplishing anything. They're literally turning like a blind eye to us, like protesting, petitioning, hashtagging on Twitter. Like they don't care what we have to say because they're already in power and they don't have to answer to us because we're not doing anything. Even voting hasn't proven effective because people switch their views as soon as they're in office. Um, Umberto said that police and privilege has become a huge issue during the quarantine. It's a cleared. Oh, okay. So the fuel is like that's why. people are protesting right now. But
I
we've
feel
seen
like
this before.
Walmer. I mean, Carla, if you get in office and you were a governor of a state, I would believe. I think I know you well that you would make a good impact on that state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I only know you for 2 years, but I feel like you would make a good like. Even though you're joining the system, I feel like you might change it. I'm hoping like you would change it for the better, so
Right.
that. And then Walmer, I don't know about you, but like I'll take Amen. Amen. If you were a governor of a state, you joining the system, but like I feel like you would make a good impact for that state, and slowly we are making a good impact. I mean, unless you do like a revolution where you like take out the
You
system
just
all in
take
one
over.
action. Yeah, just like we need a coup or something.
Yeah,
We
I
can do
was
that,
just saying, let's do a coup.
but like we can do that, but like there might be some bloodshed and stuff, and I don't. If we that's one path. So that's option A.
I
The slow
don't.
way is the slow way is like we take over the system part by part.
But the thing is, how do we get there, dude? Because like I don't think protesting is doing enough. Like you said, people just kind of ignore it at this point. But I also don't think it should escalate to forcibly taking power because while that may mean that you have a new point of view in power and you're making a lot of people happy, you've also made a lot of people angry. And what's going to stop them from coming to take that power from you because you've just claimed it for yourself, so now why can't they? That's
That
when
is
you end
true.
up in some
Look at
Walking
Thailand.
Dead scenario where everyone's just shooting each other for the good cities while the rest of the country crumbles into zombies.
That is true. The in Thailand in the past like 70 years, there's been like 5 military coups because like they keep taking over and then making themselves like ruling. So like I don't know about coups because if you have the military on your side, like they can
Yeah.
just take that over.
I think your views might actually align with Amen's because she said protesting is designed to attract attention. It's only one factor of change. Organizers are the ones who make change happen, support organizers. So we could have people that we know and trust in charge of these, I guess,
Yes.
pushes for change.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
that's
Bet.
a pathway into
Like,
getting better people in charge of the system enough to change it finally once and for all.
exactly. So the organizer has to join the system, and we believe in the organizer, so we like they would make a good impact.
Yeah. So
All right, Carla.
that's our
So when are you gonna start your candidacy?
funny you should ask. It actually started with quarantine with a K #1. I've just been building my audience online until I have
What episode
enough.
are we on?
We're on episode #4. We're gonna keep doing this until we have enough viewers to form a small army, and then we take charge.
Yes, we're gonna get you up there, Carla.
All right, bet, let's do it.
We will.
This is
We
it.
will.
We're doing it, man.
And you better not sell out too. Otherwise,
I never sell out.
I know where you live.
I won't live here anymore if I'm in office. I'd have to move closer to Washington.
Oh snap!
Somebody said something in here about tech to go back to Walt. Oh, Eamon, of course, said that machines are not inherently better than humans. They only do what humans design them to do, and the result is eventually horrifying. And with that, I will agree with. A computer is going to do exactly what you tell it to do, and a computer cannot differentiate between I guess issues that have to do with morality. Is that the right word? I think so.
That's because those machines aren't actual artificial intelligence. There are different layers of AI. And chat boxes, which are the ones where you type something in the chat and it responds back to you, that's like the lowest of all. The ones where AI can actually think for itself is the one we haven't reached yet. And that level of AI, I believe, can actually make good decisions for mankind because at that time, it should have something that resembles a soul. It should be able to feel pity, emotion. Like once it can feel emotion, then it can start
But
being
what's
more
to
accurate.
stop the machines
I don't
from?
think we should get to that point, Walmer. Have you listened to Elon Musk? Like they're 100 times smarter than us, 1,000 times. They can do stuff like if you give them tangible arms and stuff, we're dead.
And they don't have to worry about dying because then another robot buddy can just come and revive it. And this is where I will say that I disagree with
If you hook
robots.
up to the internet, it's over. We're dead.
Look,
Hold
man,
up.
hold on. Let
Drink
me
it,
just. Go ahead,
Walmer.
Walmer. You're the guest tonight.
Okay. So you guys are doing what everyone else does, and that's you guys think in a small box. You don't see the full picture of what the. If you look at it from the point of view of the AI,
Are you
if you
calling us
program it,
dumb?
He is.
no.
I know.
Everyone
Continue.
does this. Like even I did it before, but then I started trying to force myself to think outside in different ways. So I put myself in the shoes of the machine, and I started wondering what could I do so that we're actually succeed. And the point was that if you make an AI think about the possible future it could live, and just do that for so long, like for example, for us, it could be 1 second of it training itself to live to be itself. But for it, it could be living thousands of lifetimes, seeing all the choices it can make, and seeing that it could destroy humanity, it could save humanity, and do that in so many different ways that in the end, it would see that the only logical choice it has is to simply aid in what it can, but not try to control us like the way
But
it wants
that's
to.
not the path it's gonna take, dude. The path that it's gonna
Walmer,
take is
you can't be.
realizing it. No, the path it's gonna take is realizing that it doesn't need us and it doesn't need to work for us. In which case, it
No,
revolts against us and decides to do things for itself. Amen in the chat
Request.
said no one's gonna be designing vision because it's fallible and no one can develop AI with the level of moral complexity to what's
Walmer.
in movies.
Why?
But hold
okay,
on, hold
okay,
on, hold
but
on. Shh, let me finish because I'm also responding to chat. Okay,
I'm sorry.
even you guys seen Avengers? You know what Vision is?
yeah,
What show?
Of the movie The Avengers
Oh.
he knows what it
with
is.
Vision. Okay, so even Vision is acting on his own agenda. Vision thinks he knows what's right and wrong, but at the end of the day, Vision is still not a person, dude. It's still just a marvel of Tony Stark's like genius, but Vision is only acting to what he and by extension Tony Stark think it's right. So if you were to use this as the metaphor that we're taking, right? If you're to bring this all the way back until where Tony and Captain America are arguing, and Vision had already been this advanced, imagine the devastation that would have been caused in their fight, right? Because Vision is acting on what Vision, and I'm like air quoting Vision thinks is right, but it's just an extension of Tony's mind. Like Vision
Okay,
still is not his own being.
yeah, and that's okay. Okay, I do agree with that part, but here's where I want to go back to the scenario where we're
Sarah.
living in the matrix. If you take the scenario that in our current life, if we are in what Kara called the matrix, then if you think about it, God is one AI that reached the final stage of the stages of the AI, which is God stage, where you know everything, what happened, what can happen, and what will happen. And at that point, you do nothing because you already know it, what's going to happen. I'm trying to say is that if you look at it this way, God is so smart that He knows what will happen if He changes one little thing. He can see the giant ripple effect it has in time. And so if we create an AI that can see that,
Dude, you're
it
not
will
gonna be
know.
building God. That's the
No, no,
thing.
no, no. But here's that point. The one AI that can actually help mankind is the one that becomes so much like God. That's the only AI that can help
But
mankind.
whose vision of God?
Walmer, why are you so confident that the robot or the AI will choose the right thing and not choose the other thing? Like, say you built your AI and it chose the right
Oh,
thing. What if somebody else built another AI that chose that intentionally make the AI choose the wrong
This
thing, and then
is
we're all
no,
true.
no,
This
no,
is
no.
true. Because
Here's
then
the,
you have robots fighting each other, and who's gonna get killed in the middle of it? Us humans, because we're just in their
us?
way.
no, but you can think of the AIs, they will fight each other physically. They don't need to do that. They can fight each other mentally as well.
Oh,
Because they're
that's
far more
more
superior.
scary.
They will see violence as primitive ways, as primitive, as
Are you saying it's gonna
simply
take a
grabbing
long
a
time
stick
for
and throwing at someone.
my Netflix to load now because they're all fighting and taking up the internet?
But basically, if you want to think about it, there will have to be a good versus evil fight in the world of AI, just like there was in humanity. Like we had World War I, World War II, where we had to fight good versus evil. Like in World War II, we saw all the horrors and we tried to stop it. by using more violence, with like nuclear bombs. The thing about the world of AI,
Rohan, what's up, bro?
Um,
basically, if you have two AIs fighting each other, one's good and one's bad, the question is, what's greater, good or evil?
Okay, you are acknowledging the
And
bad AI. We can't let
yeah,
that happen, Walmer.
no. If you want to create the
exactly.
perfect, if you want to create the perfect AI, it has to
No.
know what's good and what's evil. So it has to.
But
This
okay,
is
you're
not my
saying
thing.
this. Okay, let me bounce off what you're saying before you keep going and digging yourself a bigger hole. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that everyone here disagrees with you.
I
Um,
know, I
but
know.
wait. So say that you make this perfect AI. You build God, right? If somebody else makes a bad AI that does everything wrong, what's going to
Mhm.
stop your perfect AI from not only going after the bad AI, but after that bad AI's creator to stop them from making more? Now you have an issue with this good
Yes.
AI killing
No,
a human and anyone
Yes.
else that they're associated with. Anyone who built parts, anyone who gave them electricity, anyone who gave them a sandwich
Yes.
for free one time at Subway. What's going to stop your
Yes.
perfect AI from targeting the bad AI and everyone in its circle?
it's smarter. Okay, here's where the ultimate conclusion comes from. Like, um, if you think about it this way, basically, okay, I'm going to talk about this in a religious point of view to try and take my point out with AI. And because, so basically,
No, we're
if
more interested in AI.
God, God created Lucifer, right? Lucifer became the devil, the father of evil, right? The one who people hate because he's the one supposed to sprout evil and control everyone. Uh, so think about it. God had to choose destroy the devil, and so how would he destroy him? And the way he's taking it is by letting him do what he wants to do, but limiting it by interfering with human life and just slowly controlling him so that eventually it will reach a future where the devil have no choice but to surrender because he lost. So that's what I'm saying.
But like, look at how much bad stuff Lucifer has done. That's the bloodshed that you will see with the bad AI, Walmer.
No, but that's the problem. The problem comes that the AI will have free will and humans have free will. So if we can't be the best version of ourselves and rule ourselves independently, then if we try to create the most perfect being to help us rule ourselves, then it will also have that second problem, free will. Like the true issue here is free will being the most dangerous element to create anything. That's what I'm trying to say.
Um, Eamon said, Walmer, you just said that the perfect AI requires collaboration on deciding what the most moral decision is. So why not simply have a collaborative government in its place? What is the point of AI if it still needs that guidance?
Big fact.
Yo, amen. I've okay, low key. I've been working on a Discord server, by the way. I'm trying
Oh,
to figure out everything so that it's perfect. But I guess this is a quick little shout out to myself. I'm making a Discord server so the conversation can keep going past the show because we've accidentally turned this into a 2-hour special, and we're on Twitter at podkastxk. Anyway, Walmer, make your point.
And please make your donation to Carla. She's not. This is not monetized, so she needs all the help. If you're being entertained, donate.
Oh,
Is
sweet.
it possible? You
Yes,
can
there's
donate on
actually a
Discord.
there's a donation link in the in the description box because it comes automatically with the stream software and I just never took it out.
And then the guests get a part of the profit. So like donate.
Dude,
Just kidding.
if the episodes get monetized, I would actually love to split that revenue because you
No,
guys.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
What, are
It's
you
all for
serious?
you.
No, in a real
This
thing,
is your. This is your.
people get paid appearance fees. So if I get paid
Yep.
and that money is just sitting there, I'm not going to just hoard wealth. I'm gonna I'm gonna share the riches.
Oh. Oh. Full circle, huh?
But hopefully, I do get monetized at some point because I would love to do this with actual good microphones and streaming software so that I'm not sitting here trying to figure everything out as it happens. What? Sorry, Wilmer. Why not a government? Why not a governing body instead of AI? That was the question.
okay. No. Okay, right there. That's where you guys assume that it was only going to be one AI. But now, if you go back to when I was speaking about the decentralized system, I was literally saying that the humans will ruin themselves because the AI will be helping them. The point of it is that The AI is there to give human uh, possible outcomes of every decision they make. For example, to vote yes on a law, it might cause this possible future, and so it makes the human think what they believe they should do. It won't decide for them; it's just there to help them have a clearer picture of the possibilities of every action.
So you
Whether
don't want a sentient AI.
no, I don't want it to rule like
Okay,
by
we can
itself.
agree on that then.
I want it to be like a vice president or like a advisor to the king, and so they always tell them what will happen
But
if
why
they do
is
this
it
or that.
necessary then? Why can't you just put this like
No, I mean like I
Because
mean
another
if there's like an AI, right? They don't make the decision, but like if they can like research stuff for me, like going back to like a politics thing, instead of me looking up like all these candidates, it's like it's telling me. I mean, it's not telling me. It's just like giving me its research the internet and then tell me which candidate fits my views the best, so I could like go out and vote. If it's like helping the people or something in like certain ways, I can agree with that. But like if
but
it's
it's not
like
going to stop there. It's going to better itself. It's going to at some
you
point
know,
transcend what you
it's
can
not
do
like
for
it's not
it.
no, it's not sentient yet, Carlos. It's like it's not making its own decisions and having emotions yet. It's just like it's like a calculator, but like a high level calculator, or like Google, but like high level
Then
Google, you
it's
know?
not exactly AI, it's just a search algorithm.
But you can't give it emotions and stuff. If you give it emotion, oh, we're dead.
Eamon said it's not doing anything that people aren't already doing on its own, and the government is ignoring us. Umberto says AI is Pandora's box.
Yes, I agree with that.
yeah, that's true. What can change?
I'll just let all the computer science people geek this out. I'm one of the masses that just go along with the thing.
Eamon, if this was on Twitch, I would make Terra's face of confusion and emote.
It's me all the time. Like, bro, this is interesting. Wait, let me show you.
um. Oh, earlier, Walmer in the chat. Are you still reading the chat, by the way?
Yep.
Someone had
This is
said
like my
that
wallpaper for like a
AI is the
long time.
devil. Tara.
This was my wallpaper for a lot when I was in high school. This is my I don't know why I just like this. It's Jackie Chan having what?
Yeah. I think that's the first time I've seen a rage comic meme since like 2012.
That's funny.
That's good. Everyone, chat, you guys. Messiah said homie wants to pull a Tony Stark.
No, not really.
Yo,
That's
that's
a
my
terrible
favorite
idea, actually.
superhero.
You die, you be killed, and that's the something.
I will say Tony Stark was my favorite character.
He
But
was.
he had the foresight to call himself on his own nonsense and realize that he messed up with Ultron, bro. That's an example of bad AI, and this man almost ended the planet. So what you gotta say about that?
Yes, we can't give AI emotions.
Humanity is flawed. That's all I have to say.
Tara's right. You need to watch Black Mirror and then reevaluate your viewpoint on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But it
I'll
won't, no, it
send
won't
it to
change
you
anything,
more.
though. Like, it won't change anything. Like,
Please,
like,
okay, watch Black Mirror. If you don't play video games, make an exception for
Wait.
Detroit Become
Wait.
Human. Basically, just immerse yourself in every piece of content about AI, and then tell me if
uh-huh.
you still believe the
Wait,
same.
Walmer.
No,
Is your
that's the
views
thing. That's the thing.
is
That's
your
what upon
views
this conclusion. So,
is your views shared with the other computer science the computer science community?
I have no idea. I've never asked.
If it is, we're dead, Carl. If it is, it's over.
I
Walmer.
could ask him. I could ask him.
Us non-computer science people, we can't do anything about it. They are the one that's building it. So if that's their views, dead.
Please, on the first day of class, whenever you're introducing yourselves and doing icebreakers, tell the teacher that you have an icebreaker question and present this argument to them.
Okay.
I am
The
very
one thing
much interested in this conversation.
Yes, if Tony Stark is the only billionaire, I would also agree with that. He could be a trillionaire for all I care. Yo, the richest fictional character is who is it? I looked this up before. Batman was up. Batman was up there, but he's not the richest though.
I thought it was between Batman and Tony Stark.
No, it's that duck who can dive around.
Scrooge McDuck.
He might be the richest. Look at all the
Scrooge
gold.
McDuck is probably the richest. But gold isn't valuable as currency. You know, it's an asset. You have to sell it. Amantera's reading the chat sporadically.
I'm trying because I got called out. But like, there's two things.
Umbredo said Dr. Doom.
Okay, there we go. Oh wait, no. I think it's Black Panther because he has all the.
Oh wait, yeah. Didn't they say that?
What is it called?
The vibranium.
Yes, that thing's worth a lot. I think it's Black Panther who is the richest.
Yeah, I think so. Charlotte, that's your favorite. Is this true? You should know.
Oh wait, can I make a case for billionaires then? Okay, so if he has.
The only billionaires that should exist are Black Panther, Tony Stark, and Batman, and Scrooge McDuck. That's it.
Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. What is this? What is he doing?
He's a vigilante. He's the only one that actually seeks out justice in Gotham City because the cops kind of just sit there.
Though? Look, Carla, look at all these poor people that he put down, his workers. Carla, Batman, no. Tony Stark and
needs to be revolutionized. I think now that Batman has seen the dark side, he would be more open to sharing the wealth.
So he was a bad AI, now he's a good AI?
He's not AI, he's a human being.
No, can I use that as a case for billionaires though?
Okay,
say like Black Panther, he has resources that's valuable to other people, and he's profiting. He's selling that to other people, and he's making money. So like if he's doing that, there's nothing wrong with that. So like
But also, like, Wakanda's, like, thriving. Doesn't seem to be a huge rift between the rich and the poor. Like, everyone seems to have what they need.
Yeah, he's blocking off his society to himself. But, like, the end of Black Panther, he was opening it up a bit, which I did not agree with because his society was good. I don't know why he opened up to the greed of mankind.
You helped them.
Nah, Wakanda was amazing.
Wakanda forever, am I right?
Forever. I can't wait for Black Panther 2 to come out.
Is that gonna be a thing?
Wait, why are you saying it like that? Is it not a thing?
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after Endgame. Like, Phase 3 was it for me. Like, at this point, I'm now just a casual viewer of Marvel. I'm no longer a super fan.
Yeah, facts.
Iron Man was my life, dude. Like, he's the only hero I have merch for, and they did him dirty.
Well, they made a Spider-Man after Endgame, and I watched that, and it wasn't that bad.
Dang.
But Spider-Man, I would continue to watch. Black Panther, Captain Marvel was okay.
I didn't watch Captain Marvel actually.
It's okay.
Walmer, do you have any strong opinions on Marvel?
Not really. It's just they're a good storyline, a good fiction story, but I lost interest after Endgame. Yeah, after Endgame.
Yeah.
Are you more of a DC person?
No, it's always Marvel versus Iron Man.
Favorite superhero? Go.
Iron Man.
Ben 10.
Iron Man.
Ben 10.
Ben 10.
Wait, what's yours?
Ben 10, yeah.
I wish my cousin was watching. This man stand Ben 10.
My favorite superheroes are Ben 10, Batman, Iron Man, and then Batman.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like Ben 10. It's cool. Wait, which Ben 10 do you like the best?
Chat, who's your favorite superheroes?
Put it in the chat, yo.
Facts.
What? The Omniverse version of it?
The when he was a teenager?
Yeah.
Oh, Nana,
Um,
thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the studio audience.
that one was okay. I like the first one when he was like a kid. But like that one was good too. The one that they made after him becoming a kid, that one was good too.
I prefer it was much more mature, but he could actually make good decisions instead of being
Wait.
impatient.
Oh yeah, you're right. And I didn't like his old watch, but like times out. But like that's a good. I guess it's good for the show because it puts him in situations where it would be
That was his training wheel.
until he got Alien X,
Uh, like,
and that was everything.
I wish I knew what you guys were talking about. I definitely missed out on Ben 10.
Oh, okay.
oh, you did?
Carla, you have to leave the chat.
Like, I only knew about it because my cousin liked it, and there was the watch. I think they sold a version of it here as a toy that they didn't have in Mexico, and so that was my introduction to it, like going to the store and looking for it. Hi, Charlie. But
World
yeah,
Breaker.
and then Ben 10 came up recently in a conversation with him actually, and then I was like, yeah, I never actually got around to watching it. Don't shake your head disappointedly at me, Walmer.
Okay, what about Generator Rex? Have you seen that one? Heard of Generator Rex?
I don't know what that is.
No? Oh my.
Is that the guy with the big arm and he's like hit stuff?
Uh, he had nanobots in his body and he could turn them into machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think I watched a few episodes, but It didn't catch on for me.
I want to see that version of Iron Man where he had nanobots literally turning.
That's not nanobots, friend. Have you seen Endgame?
But that was,
Yes,
that was a
amen.
suit though. It wasn't inside his body. I wanted to be inside his body. I don't know
He
why.
pulled the string and the suit came up in a second. I think that's good enough. Oh,
I want
wait,
to see
that
him.
does make sense, Wilmer. I mean, if you gave him another year of life, he'd probably put the nanobots in his body, and he'll have the suit at all times. He'll just think about it, and the suit will be on. His daughter was gonna do it. Wait, Carla actually left the chat.
I'm right here. I'm listening to you guys and I'm reading the YouTube chat.
Big thanks.
They're talking about their favorite heroes. Wait, Charlotte. Okay, so for y'all that are discussing this, I have alerts set up, but you don't have to unsub and resub. I can just test them on stream if you want to see them. There's this one for super chat. There's this one for donation. There's this one for members, and there's this one for subscribers. There you go.
What are y'all talking about?
You guys aren't watching the stream, but I just showed them my
No, I'm watching the stream, but it's delayed. So I can't see it.
Oh, it is. I forgot that.
Yeah.
I didn't get the notification, so. Oh, also, you might not show up if your subscriptions are private because only public subscriptions show up on YouTube. If it was Twitch, all y'all would show up, but I don't know if you have private subscriptions, I don't know if you'll get an alert. Oh, there you go, Messiah. Thank you for subscribing.
Private.
Did you see it? Ta-da.
What's your favorite superhero?
Me?
I was asking Rohan. He was. I went to high school with him.
Oh, lit. Oh yeah, who did chat say?
Cool.
That's what I was trying to keep up with.
Rohan, make a donation, please.
Charlotte said Thor, Spider-Man, and Black Panther in that order. Umberto said Worldbreaker Hulk. Okay. Eamon said Miss Marvel. Otherwise, it's Iron Man. Messiah said Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Messiah likes Generator Rex. He said that was
Who?
Messiah. Did you meet Messiah? He visited Kim a few times.
Who's Messiah?
A friend.
Know her? Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, you have another person who likes Generator X.
Only that class.
Rohan said Spider-Man.
So who wants to watch
Charles
Avatar:
Spider-Man.
The Last Airbender with me? It's on Netflix now.
Dude, it is. Oh my god, I cannot
I'm so
believe.
excited. If
I-
anyone wants to join a party, come on, let's go.
Dude,
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
start a Netflix watch party and we'll.
Hey, right before Carla's show, we watch 2 episodes and then we go to Carla's show. All
Love a
right.
bet. If I ever get the Discord server set up, we can just have a watch party on that.
It's actually
Yes,
there's actually
please.
there's actually an app on the App Store. We can actually join the call and then watch your favorite shows together.
Is it Rave?
For Netflix.
I have no idea what it's called. I just saw about
There's
it, then I skipped over it.
Wait, you bought an app that does that?
No, I saw it and I skipped over it.
Oh.
I just wanted to.
There's an app called Rave that lets you do that. I think it's Facebook's. I'm not sure. Someone asked, who asked? Oh, Amen said, "What did I think of Into the Spider-Verse?" Spider-Verse was such a good movie, dude. I wish it like got even more hype than it did. Like, even as popular as it was, it's mad underrated. Like, that was a masterpiece.
That was
Animation, soundtrack,
amazing.
acting, everything.
That was
I want
amazing.
live action version of it.
Hmm?
I want to see a live action version.
Oh yeah, that would be super sick. I would love to see how they pull that off. Umberto said Ratatouille is the best animated movie. Get out of here!
I'm pretty sure that's Toy Story. Yeah. The best
Toy
Yeah,
Story
animated
was good.
Ratatouille is pretty good though.
Nothing will ever beat Spirit, the Stallion of the Cimarron. That is the best animated and the best just movie in general. Did y'all ever watch it? The one with the horse?
What is it about? The
Spirit,
horse?
yeah.
I think I watched it when I was really young, but I don't know anything. I forgot what it
It's
was.
my favorite.
Oh, wait, is that? Wait, hold on.
Spirit is
It's like the horse who changed bodies or something.
No, what? He's a
Oh.
horse and then he gets captured by the army and then he escapes.
Hold on.
Or something. He's voiced by Matt Damon though, and the soundtrack is beautiful. Although Bryan Adams has been kind of interesting on Twitter recently. We might have to unstand. Charlie says if you want to see a truly awesome animated show, watch The Midnight Gospel, clips from Duncan Trussell Family Hour podcast, and it's animated by Pendleton Ward, which is the guy that animated Adventure Time. Yeah, it came up on my I guess at the top of Netflix because it was featured, and it very much like you can tell it was drawn by the guy who does Adventure Time. Like it's very much in the style of it, and it's bizarre. Like it fits the style of Adventure Time, like story-wise too.
Rick and Morty is the only one. That's the only current one I'm watching. Rick and Morty's dope.
No, I can't get into it, dude. Raphael made me watch some
Why?
episodes last year, and I just
Pickle
it's not my
Rick!
thing. It's not funny.
Tara,
It
have you seen Mr.
is.
Pickle? Have you seen Mr. Pickle?
Mr. Pickle?
Yeah. the
Yeah.
show.
Wait, what? Pickle
Yeah.
Rick?
No, Mr. Pickle.
I don't
Like,
know what that is.
it's another show in Hulu about a dog who's highly satanic. Extremely satanic. Like, oh my goodness.
Whether said
This-
Steven Universe is overrated. I agree. I didn't like it that much. It was cute, but I just
Homer likes
can't
it.
believe it's so hype. Who?
Homer. Mr. Pickle. No, Homer, this guy creeps me out. I can't.
Yeah.
This boy.
I've been watching She-Ra recently, on recommendation, and it's not bad. I actually really like it. It's super cute.
What is that about?
It's about this girl that discovers that she was destined for more, and then they find out it's all a conspiracy or something. I don't know. It's like it's animated. It's super cute. It's not as like grim as I'm making it sound. But season 5 just came out Friday. I haven't watched it yet, but it's good. I like it. Umberto said Gravity Falls is the best TV show. I watched Gravity Falls in high school art club because 2 of the
Gravity-
kids that were in it were obsessed. It wasn't my favorite.
Star Wars versus the Forces of Evil is actually my favorite show. Like,
What show?
Star versus the Forces of Evil.
I don't know what that is.
You haven't seen it? I liked it.
How have I lived with you for a year? I didn't know that.
Umberto said He-Man as well. Skeletor is hot.
What?
He-Man was a good show, Humberto said. JJ the jet plane. Messiah, I cannot explain to you with how like burning of a hatred I have for JJ the jet plane. Disgusting. They were creepy. You know what was a good show? Top tier, no one can argue against it though, is Arthur. Arthur is the best show of all time.
I actually didn't like Arthur. Really.
Wasn't that your Halloween costume, Carla?
It was. I dressed up as Arthur. Charlotte says, Tara and Walmer, what's the one show that y'all watched about a prince?
Oh, the Dragon Prince is on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is Dragon Prince? It
Joe.
sounds familiar.
It's beautiful.
Explain
It's beautiful.
it,
Um. Oh no, it's been so long. My brain's forgetting. Okay. So it's about these two brothers who are princess. Um. One of them is adopted, one of them is not. But they basically, they basically there's a coup and they have to run away. And in order to save their kingdom, they have to find the dragon, which she do, and eventually it hatches. And it's just a beautiful story that happens. But it involves this cute little dragon, and you just get oh my god.
It's like Game of Thrones, but you numb it down for children.
Good
And that's us.
description.
We are children who's watching magical dragons fly around, and this boy is trying to learn magic that he didn't know that he had the power of. And
Yeah,
then he learned magic, and then I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but
All
you know
right.
he's safe.
it's good.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
I'll probably never watch that on my own, so.
When you're
Thanks
coming over to
anyway.
my house, we're gonna put that up.
This is true. This is a possibility. Um, Eamon, let me scroll back up in chat. Eamon said, not related, but did anyone know Elon Musk has 5 other kids beside Experiment 626?
Say what?
Apparently, Elon Musk has 5 other kids.
Yeah, the other one is Experiment 2, Experiment 7, Experiment 10. Now he's up to 12. He's trying to make the
Yo,
perfect AI.
full circle. Chat also said Jane and the Dragon is god tier. Rohan said, are we just gonna forget Ubi?
Rohan, what are you talking about? Oopie?
What's Ubi?
I don't even know. Ew, what? It's hand puppets.
Oh, weird. What?
It's hands with eyes and stuff, and they're like talking.
Sounds creepy.
You mean like almost in?
You know what's creepy?
I think it's
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies is
Teletubbies.
creepy. I think as kids we're
That
all
thing
like taught
scares
like
me.
that they're
To this
cute, but
day,
now
to this day, if I can't be in the same room with one, otherwise I just
how
take my
how
hands.
often do you find yourself in the same room as a
I have
Teletubby?
nightmares about Teletubbies. Those things are creepy as hell. Like that's how you scare me. Like you dress up as a Teletubby and then come close to me, you're getting drop kicked in the face because
You really should
Oh,
explore that, Tara. I'm your roommate, so I can do that now.
Walmer, if
this
you
is
dress,
true.
I don't know if anyone dressed up as a Teletubby in my dorm, they're gonna get drop kicked
What
right
if
then and
it's
there.
Oscar that dresses up as a
He's gonna get
Teletubby?
drop kicked because
Could you drop
That's
kick
a landing hit
Oscar?
there.
um well if he's in a Teletubby costume, his mobility is limited, so like it's a possibility.
It's like weighing him down, right?
Don't tell him that, Walmer. I would need your help though.
Rohan says, I always wanted to try Tubby Toast. This is true. Tubby Toast and Tubby Custard. I don't know why it looked good, question mark, but I
Tubby
don't know. Now I'm kind
toast?
of scared. Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, I can't even look at it, please. Oh, it scares me so much.
The baby who was the son, bro. Okay, I don't like babies in general, so I always thought that was weird.
Wait, Carla, you don't like babies?
No, is that like a secret?
Why?
I feel like I talk about it more than I
No,
care
this is the
for.
first time I'm hearing this.
I don't like babies. They're annoying.
Like, up to what age would you like a kid?
Um, they start developing personalities when they're like teenagers, so teenagers are cool.
So from 0 to 12.
Yeah, I don't like kids, dude.
Okay, I guess I can't bring my kids over to your
I'm
house.
not saying I'm not gonna like drop kick your children. I just don't prefer
Well,
to
you
hang out
said you
with them.
don't like them, so like,
I get
I'm not
along
asking
with
you.
kids, like whenever we volunteer, like kids like me and I get along with them fine. But I just don't prefer to surround myself in an environment where I'm exposed to crying babies.
I mean, I understand that. I wouldn't do that either, but like, I wouldn't say that I don't like kids because of that.
I mean, kids are annoying. They're like grimy.
They're undeveloped. They're like a dumb AI. You have to develop it into a good AI.
Why would I want to hang out with dumb AI?
Why would you not want to make a good AI?
I'll just hang out with the good AI and let the dumb AI evolve into the good AI.
But you would help the dumb AI become a good AI faster if you like,
What
And you
about
keep
I check in with the
interact.
dumb AI like maybe once or twice a year to make sure it's doing good, and then once it's a teenager, we
Wait,
can we
what,
can
is
have
this your
conversations.
AI? Is this your AI that you're trying to develop or another guy's AI?
No, just AI in general. I personally would prefer to
Okay,
not.
so if it's your personal AI, like you should like, care for it and stuff.
Okay, if it's my personal AI, then that would be my responsibility, but how about instead I just don't surround myself with AI at all?
Okay, that's just limiting. That's just limited. Like this life is too short to limit yourself. So like once in a while, I'm not saying every day, but like once a month.
Once a month? Why do I
No,
have to hang out with babies once a month?
not babies, just dumb AIs. Just some kids.
In what position would I find myself just hanging out with kids,
Okay,
bro?
Carla, you and me, fall semester, we're gonna go volunteer with the CCE. Shout out CCE.
Shout out to the
Um,
CCE, anyone from Eastern
oh my
watching.
God, check this out. Y'all want to see my new CCE apparel?
Oh, y'all got y'all's merch?
Yo, we got two this year.
What? Yo,
Hey,
okay,
it's a
windbreakers?
raincoat. Yeah,
Did y'all
this thing is fresh as hell.
y'all don't have
Y'all
to pay
see
for
me?
those, do you?
Nah, y'all gonna see me in fall semester like repping this, yo.
Tara, where's the black jacket?
I still have it. I have all three. Yeah. Like this is the only reason. I'm just kidding. But
Let me
like
have the
this is a
black
good
jacket.
benefit of being at the
Instead of paying y'all
CCE.
appearance fees, I'm charging y'all appearance fees. Give me the black jacket.
That's my favorite one. Like
They're
I love.
nice, dude. If y'all go to our school and y'all need a job on campus, apply for the CCE. Mad hours, mad pay, mad merch.
Yeah, the first raincoat I got was good. Carla is always like trying to steal this from me, but
It's a good jacket,
this
dude.
one
And the
is
thing is, y'all
it's
just
very
like
insulated. It zips up. It has a hoodie.
y'all don't treat it like the gold that it is. I cannot count how many of y'all came to my house and just left your jacket there like if it didn't matter. That's where the idea came to me to like want a jacket because y'all would leave them at my house.
That's just us, Carla. We forget things. You know how many times I forget stuff
I had to
everywhere?
start a lost and found rack because y'all kept leaving things. Umberto, Tara doesn't need an SGA jacket. He's SGA too.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'd trade my SJ jacket for the CC's. I'm sorry, fam. You want it, you gotta join the CCE. Yo, so like they're
Oh,
cutting the CCE student leaders down because like the budget is going down.
this is
So
true.
before we had like 24 leaders at the CCE, now we're only having like 16.
That's so sad.
That is sad.
Amen is correct. She said, "Everyone go to bed." It is nearing up on that time. We have a few minutes left.
It
To
is.
final remarks, closing statements. But I do want to say, for anyone in chat that's thinking about judging me, I volunteer with the CCE with the middle school program. So like I said, I can talk to teenagers because they have opinions and personalities. But I don't know, that elementary school program, like
Yeah,
my
she
classes
just
just don't line
prefer
up
like
with
if she
it.
had a choice, hang around with some teenager or like hang around with some 7-year-old, she would pick teenager.
Yeah, because a teenager can have a conversation. A 7-year-old's gonna tell me about a flower that they saw at the playground a week ago.
That's amazing. I'm not here to have a conversation. So like let's draw some unicorns and some robots
You can
and
draw
play some games.
unicorns and robots with teenagers, and they actually know how to draw and hold
Okay,
a
this is what this
pencil.
what this what they're gonna do. They're gonna be on their phone checking TikTok and making some dances and doing some of this.
Tara, you
And
just
this,
described what you
this,
do.
and this. Hey, I do this for the fun of it. I'm just kidding.
Walmer, how
Um,
do you feel about this polarizing topic?
Awkward. Oh,
Logan wants to have 7 kids, so
Really?
it's just
he said.
Wait, is this true?
That's what he said.
well,
That's
correct
what
me.
he
How
said.
many kids do you want?
I'm not answering that question.
Tell us
You
right
said
now
hey.
on
I
stream.
would trust you, Tara. I do like kids. They're fun.
Kids are
I,
fine.
I like them better when they're younger because they're more creative. I love creativity. It's refreshing to see how creative they are and they always outdo them somehow.
Okay, I'll allow it. That was a good answer.
Kids are just dumb, fam. Someone in the chat said. That's what I'm saying. It's a dumb AI. You have to develop it, okay?
But they're creative
You
though. Because
interact with it, and then it becomes a good AI.
But why wouldn't you just talk to the good AI?
you can actually make them into a
The
prodigy when
point
they're young.
of AI is just our biology, Carla. We have to keep making new stuff.
No, I'm gonna stop you right there. I agree with you, Amen, by the way, in the chat, not with Tara in the stream.
Wait, what did I do?
You said we just have to keep making AI.
We shouldn't. I mean, bringing it back to the real world, like we should stop reproducing.
There's overpopulation. The Earth could do without reproduction for a while.
I mean, we can slow the rate down and just let people die off, but like we can't just stop it entirely.
What if
That's what China did. They
You can make
sterilize.
everyone sterile.
Well, with the enacted one-child policy, they also sterilize some people in there. That's how they actually decline the production rate. I did research on this from my paper in uh,
what class could this have possibly been for?
um, public health.
Makes sense.
Interesting. Um,
It's one I
Amen said capitalism is the disease, not the people. Facts. On that note, closing remarks or statements, fellas.
um, humanity is flawed, but we still love them.
Wait, say that again.
Humanity is flawed, but we still love them.
Okay, facts.
I don't know.
Closing remarks. This was fun.
I'm glad.
Also, mandate financial course in high school. I feel
Yeah,
like it's gonna solve hella problems that we have in society.
you're right. And if
Yeah,
people know what their money is worth, then I feel like it'll help lead the cause for change because people will know exactly what to demand.
I feel like it's like a ripple. It's like a butterfly effect. Like you change this one thing, and then like you'll see like how much different for the better the society becomes. Just like they're more educated, so like they have education is like it gives you choices, and so like if you're more educated,
Yeah.
like you have like before you had one views, now you learn a new thing, and you can like make your own decision now, and hopefully it's better than before.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Also, I'll pay anyone $10 who can solve a Rubik's Cube faster than me.
Charlotte can probably do it faster than you. She practiced like an entire summer, and now she
Okay,
like
Charlotte.
flexes for
I
us.
mean, I mean,
Wait,
We
what's
can
your
we can
fastest
make
time,
it happen.
Tara?
I'm not even gonna say because y'all would be like shocked.
Wait, tell us. Impress us.
Charlotte, what's your fastest time? It's under a minute. The fastest time I ever done was only one. It's only one time that I've done this. It's 30. I think Umberto was there. It was, I think 36 seconds.
Dang, really? Okay,
Yeah, average
what's
is
your
around
second
like
fastest time to prove that it's not like a fluke?
probably like 41. And then average is like 45 to 50 seconds. Most of the time, I could do it under a minute.
Umberto said he's gonna expose you because he timed your solve.
Okay, do it right now. How much? You were there, Umberto. What was my time? It was under a minute for sure. I'll do it right now. No, I'm not gonna do it right now.
If you can do it
Well,
in under a minute, let that be our outro, Tara.
will this be it? Okay, you want to time me then?
Alright, I've got the timer up and running.
Wait, you gotta give me 15 seconds to look at it. That's the rule.
No, wait,
Yeah, there's.
reshuffle it.
No, it's like when you're like professional like solving, like you get like 15 seconds to like look at it without
Okay.
like turning it, and then when you make the first turn, that's when the time
timer
starts. You know?
Alright. It's in my hand. Let's
Can I
go.
stop shuffling it?
Yes.
Okay, let me just look at it for a bit. Okay, you ready? Tell me when to go.
Go. Alright, while Tara solves this Rubik's Cube, I'm going to once again shout out the podcast Twitter, PODKASTXK. Follow the Spotify playlist. It's linked in the description, I think. If not, it's a bit.ly link, and it's playlist XK. Walmer, do you have anything you'd like to shout out?
No, I'm not very active.
Alright.
I'm under so much pressure. What am I
Okay.
at?
You're at 30 seconds.
Oh no!
So close.
Okay, what am I at? Stop it.
46 seconds.
Hey! Hey, if Charlotte
Alright.
can beat that, I'll give her $10.
Charlotte, the
Yeah,
challenge
you
has
have
been
a-
set.
You have a week. It has to be proved.
A week.
Live FaceTime me and it has to be live.
Charlotte
There's
will solve it
no
live
trickery.
next week's podcast.
Bet.
Alright, friends. Thanks for hanging out. Everyone in the chat that stuck it out for the full 2 hours, thank you. Anyone that came in just to say hey, thank you. Anyone that came in and clicked off because they didn't want to talk about our topics, thank you. That's all we have for you this week. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel, new nonsense, maybe new guests to be decided. Thanks. Have a great week, y'all.
Do I get a song played or not? Oh. Man, listen to my song, fam. Picked it myself. Bye. This is fun. I'll be expecting